My name is James Reid, and it's my wife, Shameka Reid, and we'd like to thank PTN and all of their supporters for giving us the opportunity to share our story and tell a little bit about our experience. I don't know where we would be today without PTN. It's been a long journey over the last 3 years. It's been a long journey over the last 3 years, as when you normally have a child, you have sort of a set mindset of what to expect. However, once you have a child and learn that they have special needs, your life changes, sometimes forever, and that's been a bit of our experience. Forgive me if I become a little bit emotional, because it's been a long journey, and when I think about the amount of people that have played a role in our family, our transition into learning how to care for JR and make sure his life is as normal as possible. It's been a journey worthwhile, and that we're very, very grateful for.
So again, as my husband was saying, our journey with PTN started about 2 or 3 years ago. When we found out JR was coming, we were happy, excited. I had the perfect pregnancy. An unfortunate birth, he experienced a brain injury. So with that, doctors told us might be some issues, maybe not, which we noticed him when he was about 6 months old. We were fearful, didn't know what to do, had some worries. And thank goodness a friend of mine referred me over to PTN, and boy am I thankful for her to this day. PTN has again helped us with our journey with JR, not only teaching him the skills to try to live as normal a life as possible, but also has taught us some things as parents on how to help to care for JR, help to be there for him. And I mean, we are just so blessed to have PTN in our lives. All of his therapists have been such a joy for JR. He's such a loving, adorable kid. And we just am very happy that PTN has played a role in his life, helping him day in and day out. He's a part of the Leaps and Bounds program. We were happy with that program. And when he had to leave there, we were crying. But thank goodness he still is able to get his therapy sessions at the facility now. So definitely we want to stay around. If we can keep him there until he's 18, we would. Okay? But definitely PTN has been great for us.
When we first learned that JR had special needs, it was a huge transition for us. You grow up in the normal thought of how you expect to raise a child, the process of that, and a lot of times you aren't aware of what that's going to mean, raising a child with special needs, until literally the last moment sometimes. Even if it's at the beginning of pregnancy, you grow up sometimes 20, 30 years, 40 years for some, understanding what it's going to mean to raise a child. And I just got sidetracked looking at some of the pictures of him, just looking back at our journey, which I took most of those pictures. And PTN has played a vital role in our understanding of what it means to raise a child with special needs. There's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstandings of what it means to be a friend, be a parent, an aunt, an uncle to a child with special needs. And I remember when we first brought JR to PTN, he started with occupational therapy, and that was the first moment where our worries started to settle. When the first year we kept being told to wait till he starts meeting some of those markers to be able to indicate what his needs are going to be. And once he became 1 year old, that's when the journey really began. He started occupational therapy. He had a great therapist, Anjali, and that for me was a great comfort, because that's the first time after the journey of the first year we felt like we were starting to understand what this would mean. I remember pulling up to PTN the first day feeling very nervous, like it was my first day of school. And he was just excited. There was moments where he was anxious, But I remember seeing a lady walking by, and I saw her just saying hi to every kid. And I talked to some of the parents, and they say, today's our first day. And I said, how does she know all of their names? And that was Miss Tanisha. She knows everyone's name. There were moments where we were trying to look for services as he progressed. What's the next step? What do we do after this? Because that's one of our most worrisome moments, is what happens after this level progresses. There were the teachers, the staff, those in the Leaps and Bounds program that aided us and talked to us about what to do. We thought they were just there for JR, but they were genuinely there for us as a family. When JR graduated from Leaps and Bounds program, one of the most scary moments was, what do we do next? And that keeps playing in our minds. Seems like every 6 months to a year. What do we do next? What do we do next? How do we keep this level of progression going? Thankfully, he was able to, after Leaps and Bounds, JR still was able to continue his one-on-one therapy, and now he's on to pre-K. But without that, I don't know where we would be. PTN has played a vital role in not only teaching JR and how to progress, but teaching us how to take what they do from home, what they do at PTN home. So they've not only been teachers to JR, but they've been teachers to Shameka and I on how to care for a child with special needs. I genuinely am grateful to those at PTN, the teachers, the staff, and I just recently had an opportunity after JR's went upstairs many times, but I just recently had my first visit upstairs and got to meet a host of the administrative staff that plays a role. And sometimes when we see children, adults, teenagers with special needs, we just sometimes pass them by and not realize that there's really a village that plays a role in their care. And PTN has been that village for us. JR has progressed leaps and bounds, no pun intended, has progressed leaps and bounds with the help of PTN, and we're so grateful to them for that. And without them, we don't know where we would be. We're thankful to them, their donors. We're thankful to the insurance helpers that have provided assistance in us getting JR where he is now. And we're grateful that he's still a part of the PTN family.